Hundreds of pounds of marijuana were seized in raids across metro Atlanta. Thanks for joining us for Fox 5 News for News Edge at 11. I'm Christine Spiro. The GBI worked with state and local authorities in the operation. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Sandy Springs for us tonight. So Denise, these warrants were served at a couple of businesses there.
Good morning. I'm Savannah Sellers in New York. We are coming on the air with breaking news any moment now. FBI Director Kash Patel, actually right now, you can see speaking after it was just announced that former Olympic snowboarder and accused drug kingpin Ryan Wedding has been captured and is now in custody.
Welcome back in Alive Now. I'm Austin Westfall. Do you remember these videos of the U.S. military targeting drug boats in the Caribbean and Pacific? Well, they may not be in the headlines like they used to be, but they haven't stopped.
4:47 a.m. The Florida Keys were quiet. Saltwater lapped against the docks. Pelicans sat motionless on the pier posts. $1 million waterfront homes lined the marina. The palm trees barely swayed. Nothing suggested danger. Then the silence shattered. 160 federal agents descended on the Keys in a coordinated strike unlike anything this region had ever seen. FBI tactical units, ICE Homeland Security investigations, DIA strike teams, U.S. Marshals, Coast Guard interdiction crews, ATF agents, all moving at once, all locked on the same target. Armored vehicles blocked every exit route. K-9 units swept the docks. Night vision teams took positions on the waterfront. Helicopters hovered dark and silent over the black water, waiting, and 70 miles out to sea on a private island in the Caribbean, a second force was already moving. Within the first hour of Operation Crimson Tide, agents had seized 16 tons of narcotics, $8.1 billion in recovered cash and liquidated assets, and the man at the center of it all, the man who called himself an entrepreneur, a resort developer, a legitimate businessman, was in handcuffs. If you're still watching, tap like right now. What federal agents found on that island will change how you see the system. His name was Victor Salazar, 44 years old, born in Cartagena, Colombia, raised between Miami and the Caribbean. By every public measure, he was a success story. He owned 3 luxury resort properties in the Florida Keys. He drove a $2 million Bugatti through South Beach. He donated to local charities. He appeared at fundraisers. He shook hands with politicians. But federal prosecutors tell a very different story. Behind the penthouse facade, authorities allege Victor Salazar was the undisputed kingpin of the Black Tide Cartel, an international drug empire that had been pumping product into the United States for nearly a decade. Cocaine, fentanyl, methamphetamine, moving through maritime routes designed and perfected by Salazar himself. The investigation that brought him down did not begin with a dramatic tip. It began with a single wire transfer. 18 months ago, a FinCEN analyst at the U.S. Treasury Department flagged a series of suspicious transactions flowing through a shell company registered in the British Virgin Islands. The transfers were structured just under federal reporting thresholds. But the routing pattern was unmistakable. The file was handed to the FBI's Miami Field Division. Within weeks, it was code-named Operation Crimson Tide. For 18 months, federal agents tracked Salazar, monitored his communications, mapped his network, followed his boats, his planes, his money. What they found wasn't just a drug operation. It was an empire. Comment exposed if you believe this couldn't have run this long without political protection. At exactly 4:47 a.m., the strike teams moved. The primary target was Salazar's waterfront compound in Key Largo, a 12,000-square-foot property behind a gated entrance with private dock access to the Atlantic, the kind of place where neighbors never asked questions. The reinforced front gate lasted 4 seconds. Battering rams, flashbangs, agents in full tactical gear flooded the property from 3 directions. Victor Salazar was found in the master suite. He raised his hands without resistance. His eyes were cold. Calculating, he said nothing. What agents found in the first sweep was staggering. 340 kilograms of cocaine vacuum sealed in commercial packaging, stacked behind a false wall in the wine cellar. 48 kilograms of fentanyl powder. 120 assault rifles and handguns locked in a subfloor armory. And $22 million in cash bundled by denomination in waterproof cases, some marked with foreign currency. But Key Largo was only one of 6 locations hit simultaneously. In Miami Beach, agents raided a luxury condominium registered to one of Salazar's shell companies. Inside, encrypted laptops still running. Surveillance feeds from the island property. Cash and false bottom furniture, nearly $4 million. In Homestead, a commercial warehouse, shipping containers with hidden compartments, precursor chemicals, industrial packaging equipment for bulk narcotics. In Little Havana, a front business, a money transfer service, ledgers, cash counting machines, prepaid debit cards by the thousands, wire transfer logs connecting to accounts in Panama, Dubai, and the Cayman Islands. And at Miami International Airport, agents intercepted a private charter just as it reached the tarmac. 2 men aboard, both carrying forged documents, both connected to the Black Tide Cartel's logistics network. 6 locations, 6 simultaneous strikes, all before sunrise. If this shocks you, imagine what was still hidden. Hit like to push this story further. But the real discovery came from the island. 72 miles off the coast of the Florida Keys, accessible only by private boat or helicopter, sat a 16-acre private island that Victor Salazar had purchased through a series of offshore trusts in 2019. Officially, it was listed as a private resort development in pre-construction. There were no guests, no staff, no online presence. What it actually was took even veteran agents off guard. Coast Guard interdiction vessels and FBI maritime units hit the island at the same moment agents breached the Key Largo compound. They expected to find product. Maybe a storage facility. Maybe a staging house. What they found defied expectation. The island compound contained a fully operational logistics center buried beneath the main villa structure. 8,000 square feet of underground infrastructure. Climate-controlled storage bays. Industrial ventilation. Reinforced concrete walls with steel rebar. An independent power grid with battery backup. Warehouse-level precision. Inventoried like state property. Inside those storage bays, the remaining 15-plus tons of narcotics. Cocaine bricks wrapped in black plastic with cartel-specific markings. Methamphetamine in commercial quantities. Fentanyl pills, more than 200,000 doses ready for distribution. But the drugs were almost secondary. Because in a reinforced office at the center of the underground facility, agents found the operation's nerve center. Handwritten ledgers, offshore account statements, shell company registration documents for entities in the Cayman Islands, Cyprus, Panama, and the United Arab Emirates. Cryptocurrency wallet codes, wire transfer receipts showing $8.1 billion in total movement over 9 years. Encrypted laptops, shipment logs with coded destinations, distribution memos, route maps, profit split spreadsheets, and one document that federal prosecutors would later call the most chilling piece of evidence recovered in the entire investigation. They called it the Caribbean Blueprint, a logistics and expansion document written in Salazar's own handwriting, outlining a 10-year plan for the Black Tide Cartel's control of Atlantic maritime drug routes. One line from that document, read aloud in federal court, stopped the room. By 2031, the network will be self-sustaining and untouchable. No single arrest disrupts the flow. He had planned for everything. Except this. Type justice if you believe every official who enabled this operation should be prosecuted. Victor Salazar didn't build an empire invisible to law enforcement by accident. The Caribbean Blueprint wasn't just a smuggling plan. It was a corruption map. And when federal agents decrypted the communications recovered from the island, what they found was a shadow network of compromised officials reaching from the docks of Miami all the way into government offices. 3 Miami-Dade narcotics officers indicted. Each had received monthly payments ranging from $14,000 to $47,000 in exchange for advance warnings before enforcement actions. One documented message recovered from Salazar's encrypted phone read, "Federal sweep Friday morning. Advise relocation. Translation: move the shipment before the raid." 2 CPP inspectors at the Port of Miami indicted. They had cleared shipping containers flagged for inspection without opening them. One text in the file read,